My name is Laura, and I'll be here from 2 to 4 this afternoon. And with me in the studio is Michael O'Hara of the Sheiks fame back in their late 70s, early 80s. We're going to be talking and playing music, and he's going to be singing in the studio for me and for you out there in Radio Land. But first, before we get into all that, we got to find out what's going on around town tonight. It is Tuesday, the 29th of December, and going on around New Orleans tonight at Chickawawa, 9 o'clock, Anders Osborne, John Fole, and Johnny Sansone. Circle Bar, happy hour from 6 to 9 with Kia Cavallaro and friends. Then at 10 o'clock, Fever Dreams. Dragon's Den, 7 o'clock, downstairs, It's Jazz Jam, open mic. Then at 8 o'clock, upstairs, Society of Sin presents Vice is Right Burlesque. Hi-Ho Lounge at 10 o'clock, The Truth Brass Band. The Maison at 4 o'clock, New Orleans Swingin' Gypsies, that's jazz. 6:30, Gregory Aged, a little more jazz for you. And then at 9:30, the Messy Cookers Jazz Band. And One Eye Jacks at 10 o'clock, 2 for Tuesday. Preservation Hall, there's an early show at 6 o'clock, The Joint Chiefs of Jazz with Frank Oxley. Then at 8, 9, and 10 p.m., the Preservation Hall Stars with Shannon Powell. At Tipitina's, doors are at 8 o'clock for George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic. And finally, over at Siberia at 9 o'clock, Thelma and the Sleaze and another band to be announced. And that is it for our calendar of events for tonight. All right, the number here in the studio is 865-5885 if you have any comments, questions, or requests. Our web address is WTULNewOrleans.com. You can listen to us online. You can check out our playlist, see what we've been playing. And you can also check out that calendar of events if you want to check and see what's going on. All right, as promised, welcome to WTUL, Michael O'Hara.
Hey, Laura, thank you for having me. I'm really glad to be here for the first time.
It's my pleasure. It's been great catching up with you for the last 30 minutes. It's probably been close to 30 years, I'm going to guess, 25 maybe.
I was 2 years old then. So.
Yeah, me too. Jimmy's let anybody in. They didn't check IDs at all back then.
No, they didn't. And I kind of aided and abetted that, by getting other people in too.
Actually, truthfully, I was probably about 15 going in there. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, it was a pleasure and a joy and an honor to be a part of Jimmy's.
That was probably my greatest life experience, that period of time. I mean, the drinking age was 18, so you can get in clubs, so it was much easier to see music back then. But the wealth of music that I saw in that one building from all genres is just totally amazing.
You had the Neville Brothers, you had
Neville's,
all of us.
Dr. John with Joan Baez.
John, everybody coming
then,
up. Then,
I liked punk and new wave, so I was seeing, the Psychedelic Furs and Iggy Pop and that whole, that's where all those bands played for the most part.
Everything. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah. You had a few other spots, but I can remember there being
Jimmy's
so much
was
music.
The quintessential club.
It was the place. Jed's for a while was pretty hot, and I can remember having to run around the corner between Jimmy's and Jed's because I couldn't pick between a show. So we go back and forth, especially on New Year's Eve. You guys
that was a good problem to have.
Wasn't it though, huh?
It was.
Running around. So anyway, to those of you listening out there, this is Michael O'Hara, and if you've been around New Orleans a long time, you probably remember the Sheiks from, when were y'all active? Late 70s?
Oh, 72 to like 84, something like that.
And y'all started out life as the Spoon River Band.
That was in St. Louis, which we are originally from. Yes.
And then you became the Sheiks, and
right.
You were here as much as you were in St. Louis, it seems like.
When we first started coming, we were playing on Bourbon Street, and then Buddy Pettingill opened a Ball and Jacks. And that was the House of the actual House of the Rising Sun, and then he and his staff had the apartments in back, which used to be the prostitution, quarters and everything like that. I stayed there, but I didn't do that. I ain't do it. But it was nice. They gave us apartments to stay in when we came down, and then we would, because we were doing 4 and 5 sets a night.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, it was continuous, like that. And I always could tell during Mardi Gras for the 2 weeks prior to Mardi Gras, and then Mardi Gras Day, of course, at night. And then we would leave like a day later after we were sober enough to drive up the 55 highway. But I could always tell because I would take my bath at a certain time in the evening, to get ready for the evening playing at Ball and Jacks. And I could always tell the amount of people more that were in the quarter for Mardi Gras by how the water in my tub splashed. I'm serious. It was weird, and it would, by the time, I would say the last 3 days leading up to Mardi Gras, I had to put only half, a tub full.
Not a full soak.
No, because, but nobody complained about the way I smelled. At least they may not be alive to complain now about it.
So then you moved from Ball and Jacks to playing more clubs around town?
Well, that's how there was a gentleman we call it the Beast, Frank. And he was very close with Jimmy Ensemble, who I named the Godfather since I came out of retirement. He is the godfather of the New Orleans music scene. And he was getting ready to open Jimmy's. And Frank told me one night after the performance, he said, "You gonna go and meet somebody I will know named Jimmy Ensemble, and you better get on." And I said, "Well, there's some parties." "Nah, you're going with me, dog." So he took me to Jimmy's apartment, which was right next door to the club, and I was introduced. And Frank said, "You gotta hire this man for your club. He gonna make a lot of money for you, and like that." And so Jimmy was always on the lookout for great talent.
Yeah.
For his club. That's the one thing I also loved about him as a club owner. He had the vision, but he also knew great music and everything. So when he chose bands and performers, he chose the best, the creme de la creme that was there at the time on the scene. And so it was really, really cool, and then he chose us, and we became one of the premier bands for his club. And now he's doing a movie.
Yes,
a documentary with David Treadway, who I am now working with since I moved back here 10 weeks ago. I'm doing a production we're called the Golden Boys Productions.
Oh, nice.
And we're taking wonderful talent here in New Orleans that really want to do a great, CD for themselves, and we're producing, and I do some co-writing with them.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm working with Dana Lynn DeFreen, and I'm working with Douglas Daniels, who is a Fat Tuesday, and we have a lot of other clients that are coming. So anybody out there that really wants to do a great CD, I'm a 4-time Grammy nominee and a 2-time American Music Award nominee. And David Treadway is this amazing filmmaker, and he also is a great singer, musician himself. Plays piano, drums, guitar, everything. So
if we have any young aspiring or old aspiring musicians out there, how should they reach you?
On Facebook, Michael J. O'Hara, Facebook.
Okay.
And David Treadway, and just
I think he's DDT Productions, right?
Absolutely. Get in touch with us, and we say if you got the dime, we got the time. So
all right. So you're back performing, but you're also working behind the scenes to help produce some more great musicians.
Because there's so much talent here, and there always was, and so we are pooling our resources of what we do personally to help others.
That's wonderful.
That are deserving, yeah.
So more great music to come from you in many different ways.
Absolutely.
Not just from your golden throat or your magic fingers, but
well, I've always loved talent, always. And I've always, like when I moved to Los Angeles first after I left the band in 1984, I moved to Los Angeles and I became a MCA Universal staff writer. And then I was writing for the stars. I wrote for Anita Baker and Patti LaBelle and Jody Watley and all those people like that. I really had a great run. And that's where I got my 4 Grammy nominations and my 2 American Music Award nominations, which I lost to Janet Jackson.
Oh.
And isn't it wonderful?
She's a wonderful person to lose to, though, isn't she?
Yeah, but it's nice that I'm not bitter. And listen, I didn't mess with her outfit at that game.
That wasn't you?
No, it was her hair I was trying to pull out. You get used to me again, Laura. It's been so many years.
I know, it's been a long time.
Yeah, but no, I was really blessed. And each time, when I went to the Grammys and had my name called and everything like that, amongst, hundreds of thousands of writers and stuff, no, it really was an honor.
Yeah, just to be nominated is a grand honor, and 4 times, not just once.
I would have liked to have won. I'm not gonna lie.
Can't be
but,
winning.
But I mean, 4 times, that's an amazing thing. God has been so good to me in my career. But it all started in St. Louis. It's amazing because I was working with people like Michael McDonald from the Doobie Brothers before he became the Michael McDonald. We all grew up to Steve Scarfina, who was in Pavlov's Dog, Julia fame. I started with REO Speedwagon and, like that, all these bands. We all came from St. Louis, and it was a melting pot. And on Sundays we go out to Forest Park at Art Hill, and we'd have the Battle of the Bands. And so from there you met everybody, and then somehow or another you would end up working with each other in different configurations to finally, like you said, it generated down to Spoon River Band. And from that's when I met Rob Sanders, who was the original drummer for the Sheiks, Leslie Martin Denard, and Nick Ferber. But before Nick Ferber, there was Carl Pickens, who was the bass player then, and then after Carl came Nick. But when that configuration came together, we needed a new name. And it was Rob Sanders, who was really a definite historian of blues and gospel music, which suited me and my roots and stuff, and rock and roll. And he had all those books, we would read all the time, those historical books, about blues, jazz, and gospel music. And he liked the Beale Street Sheiks, which were from the 30s and 40s, the Mississippi Sheiks, these were all blues back in that era. And he liked the name, and then he said, let's call ourselves the Sheiks. And that of course they had excuse me, children, they had the rubbers, the chic rubbers, which is and all of that sexual imagery and all that kind of stuff. And so me being black, when I would perform, I had so much hair, but it would, I'd sweat profusely, and it would all fall down and like rain like a shower or something, And I was always complaining about my hair. And so, he'd say, well, why don't you just adopt the look of the Sheik, from Rudolph Valentino. That was all a part of that, that in there too for the name. And so when he suggested that, he says that way you don't have to worry about your hair and you'll have a look, So he didn't tell me how to do it, but he suggested it, and I give him credit for that. So then I started wearing the scarves and like that, and then it absorbed all of the sweat and everything.
Keeps
like
it out of your face.
Yes, exactly. And because of it, I'm bald today. No, no, I have hair. Thank God.
You still have a mane of hair.
Yes, I do. It has its moments. Let's put it that way. But that's how that happened. That whole imagery. Plus,
I had no idea about how the scarves. I thought it was just part of the name.
No,
and not more really born out of necessity.
Yeah, it was born out of necessity. It definitely was. You're absolutely right. And it gave me a look, and it was really cool. And then I could, in my sense of fashion and stuff like that, and rock and roll and everything like that, and I did it before Prince. And a few others. Okay, I want to say, boy, am I giving my age away. Jesus Christ. But anyway, I did that, and it really helped the image. Plus, you got to understand something else, too, I think is vital in the history of the Sheiks. I was also just sitting at the piano, playing. I wasn't really getting up. I would talk to the audience and stuff like that. But he said, now you got to get up because you got to entertain the crowd. So Rob pushed me out front too, I don't think he quite understood the beast he was
creating. He unleashed something. I remember those live performances, and it doesn't look like you had to be pushed into that. Father
God, we come right now. No mercy, no. But I love the audience, always have. And audiences, they do something to me.
And the Sheiks' audience was extremely
Y'all crazy. And I love it because I'm a crazy person, too. My family is crazy. And at home, you all just think of me times like 200 people that are all over the top, expressive, talented. Da-da-da. When we get together, everybody fights for the spotlight, but I win most of the time.
And, my observation would be if you took the Sheiks audiences and the Sheiks performances that happened back then and they happen today, I don't think anybody would be standing there with a cell phone in their hand. Like, I go to concerts today, and I'm like, why'd you buy a ticket? You were looking at your phone. I don't think that would happen with the Sheiks fans.
Oh, that's very
I really don't
kind.
see
Thank
that
you.
because they were so into the music that, I don't see them as wanting to be distracted. Maybe a picture or two because, that's just kind of what happens these days.
That's why I do meet and greets, so that I really want to meet and hug everybody, shake everybody's hands, say hi, take any pictures you want. Not so that they won't take pictures, because it's another phenomenon that's happening now that you mentioned it. When I do my shows, I'm on Facebook, Michael J. O'Hara, Anyway, but when I do a show, for the next 3 or 4 days, people are posting, before then when you would see lights in the crowd, they were matches or cigarette lighters, and now they're cell phones. And so everything that you do is instantly going, in the outer stratosphere around the world, so, and that's really nice. But I agree with that. We didn't have all of those, contrivances or, things. And so your attention span.
Distractions, yeah.
Yeah.
But, if you can't make it to a show and you have to stay home and your friends are going, you can always log on to Facebook and kind of catch the show.
Yes,
I mean, you're getting little video snippets and pictures. So I like that part of it because you can't go everywhere, but it's nice to kind of see what what's going on at the show and that your friends are having fun and that kind of stuff. But at some point when I'm at the show, it gets a little distracting. Yeah, it gets hard
when
to
you're
see. I'm
standing
short.
in the audience, it's funny for performers. You're used to having lights and stuff and flashes in your face, so you learn, to perform. And then I have to just again be honest. You look for that. Kip O'Connor tells a good one, and he's always saying, every time he says, don't point a camera at Michael O'Hara. Don't point a camera at him because he will certainly give you a good pose. I was raised like that, to be camera ready, you know what I'm saying? And, I'm sure there's a lot of ego in it, just being honest, but I did it because it's a joy to me, I have no other way of living except to give to people what is inside of me.
And, that kind of reminds me of Alan Toussaint. He was always graciously happy to pose for a picture.
What a gentleman.
There was no ego involved.
What a gentleman.
In my opinion. It was always something he was willing to give his fans. It was a return show of love. You could stop him anywhere.
Anywhere, and he would do that. 2.5 months ago, I was here before I moved here, and I was playing at Austin's restaurant, and he came.
I saw the pictures on Facebook. I couldn't be there.
Amazing? And we were, in between all of that. Now, again, this man gave me the most incredible gift. He said, when I called him up, because we were all dying to hear him, just him being there, he was radiant. And I called him up after singing for about 45 minutes, and he said, these are his words, not mine. I'll never forget it. He says, I can't follow that man like that. And I was like, are you kidding? Get up here, So he went up there, and he only played a couple of, choruses of his big song, one of his big songs that he had written. And it was wonderful. We were screaming, panting for more. And he got up, he said, no, I came to hear you. Do you know that he produced half of the Going Public album, which was the only Chic album we did?
Oh, awesome.
At Sea Saint.
And we have that queued up.
And you have that. And so we were talking, I said, I would so love to work with you again. He says, that's why I came. He says, you're amazing. I want to work again with you. And we were scheduled to work again when he passed.
Oh, well, that's sad, but a wonderful memory.
Yes, it is. For you to keep, always just so giving and so loving and so talented. My God.
So the Going Public album, all of it was recorded at Sea Saint, or just part of it?
But part of it, yeah. But the song that I have, Anybody See My Baby, which I'm sending this out. Plus, I want to thank Chris Ronquillo for putting us together.
Yeah.
You know, and you were also saying Phil was a part of this, and then this is going out to the Atooks and the Chic Freaks and to Kip O'Connor, who is really becoming like a right hand for me here.
Yeah, Chris and I are old friends. We go back to
He's a
the
wonderful
70s,
man.
and he just said,
Wonderful man.
I know you DJ at TUL. Do you think you'd like to have Michael O'Hara on? I'm like, well, absolutely.
Gee, with that old man. No.
I'm like, well, of course. So, yeah, he connected us.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
So, thanks, Chris. We're having fun. I hope you're able to listen in Texas.
He said he would be.
Oh, good. He's in right outside of Houston, I think.
Exactly.
Looks like he has a new lovely home near a body of water, so it looks lovely and relaxing.
I told him to save one room for me. No.
All right, so we've been talking for about 20 minutes, and it's tons of fun, but we want you guys to hear some music and see what Michael's musical voice sounds like, and not just his speaking voice. So this is from the Sheiks' first and only album.
Going Public.
What year was this released? I'm not seeing the date on it.
I can't. I'm 74, something like that.
No, looks like 82.
Oh, see, I'm really bad with years and stuff like that.
Yeah, this looks like 82, and we're going to hear Has Anybody Seen My Baby?
Yes.
On WTUL New Orleans, 865-5885 if you have any comments or questions.
Anybody see my
Yes, that's a wonderful, wonderful flashback. Anybody seen My Baby from the Going Public album?
I was really, really hurt when I wrote that song.
So did you write all the songs on this album, or was it a group effort, or they're all...
No, I wrote, the only person I wrote with back then was a lady by the name of Karen Kottmeyer. We were friends since we were 15 and 16, and she's a great lyricist, and we wrote a lot of the hits, like 55 Highway, 714, on and on like that, and I'm Blind, I Thought, those kinds of songs and stuff like that. But Anybody See My Baby, I wrote that from great hurt, because I woke up one morning and my lady was gone. And I had no idea that, and I'm sure looking back that I was a skunk. I mean, no question. I mean,
I can't imagine that.
I like to keep it real. I really do. I have no secrets and stuff. People always talk about that on Facebook and stuff. My history is already out there. So what would I try to hide for? But I'm that type of person anyway. And I think that's why the fans love me. And because I was just always me, just... balls to the wall, whatever, I was right in your face, just who I am. What you see is what you get. And I'm still like that, I'm just better. I'm not on drugs and alcohol anymore. But she left, and, I had a piano, of course. And, I sat down and I thought, Anybody See My Baby? Because I had been calling around, have you seen her? Nobody either saw her or would tell me where she was. And so that's how that song was written.
Oh, it's a wonderful song. I haven't heard it in quite a long time.
I haven't either. I'm sitting here in tears almost.
And this is I'll put it back across the room, but that's a demo copy of that LP.
Mm-hmm.
That is probably one of the first pressings to come out.
And it's amazing because on Facebook I was telling a gentleman, Kevin from Florida, that they're starting to post what they have and the Chic memorabilia, and I was like, I don't even have one of those albums because I was always giving them away, and the T-shirts and everything like that, which I'm glad that I did, because it was for the fans.
Somehow I personally don't have a copy, and I really can't understand why. It doesn't really make sense. But
some people lost theirs here in Katrina.
Yeah, no, that wasn't the case for me because I didn't lose anything except a few shingles, thank God. But I don't know if I lent it out and didn't get back, which, is often the case back then with records. But WTUL, thankfully, has a copy here in our wonderful archives because we've got a room full of vinyl back there. So we've got, lots of wonderful old local vinyl records.
I love the vinyl days, too. I mean, the technology now, of course, is better. And, sonically and all that stuff, I give it up to that. But still, the vinyl days, Plus, for artists, and keeping it real, we like the big album covers where our mug could be.
I prefer them too,
but,
as a fan.
That's why the Going Public album, once again, Rob Sanders, felt that he came up with the concept of getting an announcer for the album cover. I always wanted our picture on it.
How about a re-release?
Okay, I'm up for it.
Re-release with a new cover, huh? There's some great old promo photos of you guys that would make awesome album covers.
Well, again, that's a great thing about Facebook now that the fans and the people are sharing
their archive,
all that stuff, Plus, people were taking, pictures then, not as much as they're doing now, and they, but they were taking pictures, and I'm starting to see a lot of pictures I never saw, in outfits that, if I were thinner, I'd like to have them again.
All the more reason to increase those days at the gym we were talking about, huh?
I'm at the gym here, yes, working out.
We're not just here to talk and reminisce.
Right.
We've got something important to tell folks that in 30 minutes we have both forgotten about.
What's that?
And that is Thursday.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Thursday. New Year's Eve, I'm going to be playing at a place formerly known as Fatty's. It's called Baba's now, after the owner, Lance's mother. But there was a situation, but, they're Fatty's, but everybody knows on Main Street, the original Fatties. That's where I'm playing. I'm developing, a friendship with him. It's a wonderful place too. Also, I'm getting to present again more new talent. Peyton, he has a really nice following and everything, and he's really a great artist. And I'm working with him. And so he's going to be opening for me. And so, in a sense, it's life renewing itself. The youngins, as they're called, they're coming up. I want to encourage them because somebody had to encourage me. And when I look back, there are so many people along the way. So please, everybody, please come on out. Now, I know it's Laplace, which is far away from New Orleans, but it's safe. I'm going to be playing earlier. I'll go on about 9, and so like 10:30, 11, I'll be done. And so you can make it to another party or another place,
nice.
If you want. Plus, they have great food. I mean, they have great food. I can't eat when I sing and perform, but believe me, my nose is, they got, crawfish,
smell
shrimp,
of senses being satisfied.
Exactly. And it's really, really nice. And it's going to be, plus if you want to bring your kids, you can because it's a restaurant,
Okay,
so
very
it could be
nice.
somewhere that you could go with your kids and then, take them home if you got to, someone to take care of them or something like that. Or you could spend New Year's Eve, the actual 12 o'clock thing at home. So come on out to Fatty's in Laplace, which is called Baba's now, and it's on Main Street in Laplace. And the doors open at 7 for the meet and greet, and then 8 o'clock Peyton starts, and then 9 o'clock I start.
Awesome.
And I'm performing as the Sheik this time.
Okay, so that means you'll be doing mainly Sheik tunes or all Sheik tunes? Or
almost
mainly?
all. There is a section in my show now where I'm finally able to show who I am beyond the Sheik, my family and everything, and it's a song called Memories. I show montages and stuff, during the Sheik songs, but this one is like number 2 or number 3 in the set, and you get to see the history of Michael O'Hara. And a
awesome.
montage as I sing Memories. Little boys and little toys, how could we know that the time would pass so quickly? Memories as we go. And so I get to show the fans who I am and where I come from.
And a lot of fans, know you as Michael O'Hara, the Sheik in the Sheiks days, and
That's
pretty
it.
much lost touch with what you've done since then.
And why? The reason for me, because my ancestors, you get to see them on screen as I sing this song that I wrote called Memories as We Go. And so I'm loving this because I'm old enough now to where I can reflect, but I can also open up, That's why this is so important to me, being here with you right now, doing this interview, because I get to reveal a little bit more of myself instead of the days on the stage when it was debatable whether I would take my clothes. No.
Depending on what you had ingested,
It
right?
was hot up there. No.
Yeah, Jimmy's with no AC.
Woo!
Yeah.
Baby. Okay.
God, I remember that.
Absolutely.
God, I don't know how we survived that, really.
Well, we were drunk. We were on drugs. We didn't care. We were having a good time.
And extremely young and
And
different.
Jimmy sold more drinks,
No doubt about that.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. So let me do a little official business here.
Okay.
You are listening to WTUL New Orleans 91.5 FM, and this public service announcement is brought to you by WTUL New Orleans. The Cornerstone Builders Bus Project provides a monthly bus service to New Orleans residents to see loved ones in Louisiana prisons. More information, including how you can support this service, is available on their website, nolatoangola.org. All right, my name is Laura, and as I said, you are listening to WTUL New Orleans, and in the studio with me is Michael J. O'Hara. If you've been around New Orleans for quite some time, you're familiar with the Sheiks, so this is that Michael O'Hara. So we reflected on a little bit of Sheiks tunes. We're going to play some more from Going Public, but we also want to move forward into what you've been doing. We talked about your days in L.A. writing for Patti LaBelle and Anita Baker and other famous singers and
Judy
Grammy.
Collins. I've had a very eclectic, job as a songwriter and record producer, and because of the different musics that I grew up listening to, because of course I started in my father's Black Baptist Church in St. Louis, Holy Metropolitan Missionary Baptist Church, which he founded and pastored until he passed. And then so I came up in the gospel, which is a really great proving ground, because the old mother would say, "Come on, baby." Come up and sing for mother. And then if you weren't singing loud enough, can't hear you, honey. And so you trained like that in the gospel music, the rich heritage, the Mahalia Jackson, the Clara Ward, on and on that God blessed me to grow up with. I knew those people. I was a little boy, and they nurtured me. I would listen to them, then play the piano for them later on, and then I would begin to sing, Okay, then, when I turned 13, I was bad. I started smoking pot. I was turned on the pot, and I got into rock and roll, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, blah, 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 on and on and on. But from there, before that, I was listening, obviously, to the Motown sound, the Supremes, Temptations, the Miracles, on and on and on. So I had all of that growing up, as a child. And then I got into rock and roll. So when I started writing for the rock bands, all of those different, musics and they were all mixed together.
Yeah.
I just pulled it out of my personal grab bag that God gave me to write what I write.
Right. It makes it, I would imagine, much easier for you to write something that matches someone's style when you've been exposed to so many genres and different styles of music.
Yes.
You're familiar with, if someone sings gospel, what that should sound like.
Exactly. And to be blessed, I have to say this, thank you, Lord, to be blessed to have been raised not only with that, but to have met those people and worked with them eventually was just such a blessing to me musically and as a human being. And when I was getting wild and they'd say, "Now, baby, you're talented, but you're not going to make it," And so those voices, too, were in my head that helped me come off drugs and everything. We'll talk about that later.
What age were you when you made it to New Orleans?
I think I was 22.
And had you been here before you came here with the band?
No, never. Of course, our whole life, we'd heard about New Orleans, and I don't know, except divine intervention, but by the time, no. I was 25 when I came here for the first time. And listen, we came down the Fifth Avenue, and the first thing we did was drive to Bourbon Street. Famous Bourbon Street. And I don't know, that's when my love affair with this city began. Because just walking down Bourbon Street and looking at all the sights and stuff, from that came Pay to Play, the songs Pay to Play, and, Running Wild in the Streets, and all of those great songs, and 714, all that came from being in New Orleans. And I wrote those songs with Karen Coltmeyer, bless you, Karen, if you're listening. And, and it was funny, too, because we would have one vacation a year, and it was like a week. And what did we do when we got back to St. Louis? We bought tickets and came right on back to New Orleans for our vacation, and stuff like that. And,
so when you'd come here for vacation, who were the musicians you would go see at that time?
Well, you know what? Of course, the Neville Brothers, the Meters, Dr. John, everybody, because a lot of times, the more you worked, the less you could see other people, but music, it's been in the air here forever. I mean, it's a
you
part
can just
of the
walk down the
walls.
street.
Yeah. And then what I used to love sneaking into the, the little bitty clubs. Of course, I'm fully arrayed as the Sheiks, so it's not like I could sneak in, but that's what it felt like to me. And I would sit back and listen to those blues musicians, playing the gut bucket blues and stuff like that, and just soaking up all of that atmosphere. And then, of course, now, we were never what you would call a second line, band.
Right.
But we loved that. The closest we got to it was the skiffle. That had a little bit of, there was a period, because some of our stickers said skiffle with the Sheiks. So, we couldn't help but be influenced by all of that. But from what I came and what I was writing, it was a little bit of that influence, a little second line here. Like, for instance, if you listen real carefully and you're going to play,
55 Highway?
55 Highway, but the 714 song, that had, that kind of second line underlining thing. But my chord structures were so fantastical and minors into augmented and all this crazy stuff that other musicians, when they tell me what I'm doing, they're like, you're sick. But it works, I don't know. There's just always, because all of those influences are just thrown into this head of mine and this heart of mine. And that's what happens when I write, but New Orleans has always been such a big influence on the Sheiks, on me as a writer, because I was writing all this stuff by myself with the edition. Then later on, I wrote with Stroud, Kenny Stroud, who was the fifth member of the Sheiks for a couple of years. Everything, great musician, great guy, great singer, great everything. And so we wrote together and stuff like that. And that was during like the cold era, and all like that, and kind of took us a little bit more in that direction. But I think our roots through me were a little too deep in the gospel, blues, original rock and roll, modes of the 4-chord, but minor 10-chord progressions, But that we were influenced like everybody else with everything.
So
that was happening.
Eventually you moved here. So you lived here for 9 years.
You don't know how excited I was to live here, to move here finally, and that's why this is kind of like coming full circle for me, because I just moved back, after 36 years of being gone.
Yeah.
And so I'm rediscovering the city again, and it really is, no offense to my birthright in St. Louis and all like that, and I have my family there, and I love St. Louis. That gave me everything, my start. But New Orleans has always been my dream city, and so I'm back now. And so what I really want to do, Laura, and I don't want to sound small sheep, but I really came back to be not only a part of it, to bless the city. I want to give. I want to, I'm doing all these benefits and stuff for people, I did the Judy Spellman bit, on and on. I want to give. I'm 61 now. And so whatever's left in my life, and God willing, that'll be a long, long time, I came to pour out and to give and to make people smile and feel good and remember, but I'm also moving forward with everybody too. So
speaking of moving forward, we talked about your New Year's Eve show, which is going to be in Laplace at Fatty's, now known as Baba's. So do you have any other shows in the future lined up yet? Or?
Okay, what's so cool is I was living in Fort Worth, Texas for 9 years, and I was doing the nursing homes. I was singing with just a grand piano, 69 medical facilities a month, and pastoring. And yes, I'm a preacher now. And so now, when I came here, I started going around to the nursing homes again, and I'm getting that started. I perform for 20 of them, and they want to book me in the coming year once a month and like that. So nice. I'll be doing that, and that'll keep my ministry going too, to bless the elderly, because I'm really, they gave us everything. They did everything for us. And so whatever we as individuals can do for them, it's our turn now to give them.
Speaking of your ministry, maybe last week or within the last couple of weeks, you apparently went to a church to attend service, but you ended up singing.
Oh, it was more than that very quickly. Now, okay, you listeners out there, this is just what happens to me. The Lord woke me up and said, go online for likely churches in your area. So I went online and I said, okay, Lord, which one? And he pointed out St. James, Church of God in Christ. And so I just showed up, a stranger. And by the time I got in, there was one mother, elderly black mother, on her knees praying for the city, so sincere for everybody. I started crying in the pew, and then I started praying with her. And then 4 other mothers came in praying from the door with her, and we all were praying for the city and for the world and blah, 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 blah. And so after it was over, they came up to me and they said, you're a stranger, but you're anointed. Come with us. They took me in the back to one of the classrooms, which ended up being the assistant pastors and the deacons, and they said, you're going to teach Sunday school class. well, I'm here to be used. So I was like, okay. So I taught the Sunday school class for them. I came out. They didn't have their musicians at that time for the service. I went and sat at the piano, started playing. One of the assistant pastors came up to me and said, our pastor is out of town. And we just called him, and he said, you are to preach the morning service. So I ended up singing and playing, and then I preached the Sunday morning service. Now, here's the wonderful thing about these people. I'm a stranger, but I obeyed God's voice. He told me what to do, and they just took me in. So I'm being hugged by one of the older mothers, and she put something in my hand, and I just put it in my pocket, and because I went home and I was sweating profusely. I was changing my clothes, and in my pocket was $100 bill.
Oh, my.
Do you believe that? And that's sweet. She said, the Lord told me to give you that. And I really needed it because I just moved here, So they're New Orleans, I love you. There are great people everywhere.
Yeah.
And people that have a heart here. And I came back to be a part of it and to bless the city any way I can.
And you've just found a place.
I can't go all the time. I can't go all the time because my schedule, but I go, I've been there twice now, and I will be going back again.
That's wonderful. It's such a sweet story.
And baby, they talk about the spirit. Like when we go to the saints and all like that, these people are up and shouting and me with them. do 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 do. I mean, for an hour they're shouting and rejoicing. I love it because I was raised like that. Yes, Michael O'Hara. I mean, think I get wild on stage? Let the spirit hit me, baby. And I've been known like my father, my late father. I run around the church. I don't have no shame in my game. I mean, God should be praised, and I love it. I feel the spirit.
Oh, it's a sweet story. I wanted to ask you about that since I saw the. They even gave you robes and everything.
They just opened their hearts to me. And that's the way the city has always been for me. That's why I had to come back.
So we're happy to have you back.
Well, I'm glad to be back, really. Blessed.
So first opportunity to see Michael perform will be New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve at Baba's Fatties.
Otherwise, keep your eyes posted to Michael J. O'Hara on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm going to be, there's a lot of things coming up in the new year for me.
Okay,
I'll be around.
So I think one thing coming up is going to be that you're going to sing live.
Absolutely. And this is a newer song.
And this song, it's on CD. So Michael's going to sing along with the music because we can't get a full band in here. And there's something very special about this CD. And that is the gentleman playing bass.
Well, this particular song,
not bass, guitar.
The first one you're going to hear is actually a song that I wrote in Switzerland. It was a dream. I was having a dream. And this song is called I'm Missing You.
And does this one feature Marty, or is it the next song that we're going to do?
No, when I sing live, these are new songs that I'm doing now. But what we'll be playing from the Sheiks is Back new CD.
Gotcha.
All have the late, my late guitar player, Leslie Martin Dunard, who just recently passed. And for the last year and a half, I've been in the studio with him in St. Louis while he battled pancreatic cancer. And he came, and I was able to do 2 new CDs with him of re-recordings of the Sheiks songs.
Okay, and we're going to listen to that a little bit later because we've got another good hour.
I'm here. I'm having a good time.
We got another good hour to fill your ear with stories.
Me out, y'all.
No. I'm having fun.
I am too.
We're going to keep telling stories and playing music, but we're going to play just a little more music because we've only played one song in 45 minutes.
Okay, so this
I'm sure people are happy with all the stories, but it is I'm Missing You. I'm going to cue it up now. Guys, you're listening to WTUL,
this is from a dream.
New Orleans.
You're just like a dream that's never ending in my mind, forever drifting as it starts to unwind. You take me to places in my heart I never could find. You leave my soul to burn like a river on fire. I'm missing you with every beat of my heart. I'm missing you when we're so far apart. I'm missing you like the gentle rain that falls down on my pain. Oh, I'm missing you. I feel you coming closer, though you're miles from me today. I can hear your heartbeat marking time away. I wish that I could hold you, wrap my arms around your love, slip inside your memories and awaken to your touch. I'm missing you with every beat of my heart. I'm missing you when we're so far apart. I'm missing you like the summer breeze that's blowing through the trees. I'm missing you with every breath that I take. I'm missing you when the night turns to day. I'm missing you like the summer breeze that's blowing through the trees. I'm missing you like the flowers leave the sun. You melt away the ice in my heart before the day is done. Yeah, yeah. I'm missing you. I'm missing you with every beat of my heart. I'm missing you when we're so far apart. I'm missing you like the summer breeze that's blowing through the trees. I'm missing you with every breath that I take. I'm missing you when the night turns to day. I'm missing you like the gentle rain that falls down on my pain. I'm missing you with every beat of my heart. I'm missing you when we're so far apart. I'm missing you like the summer breeze that's blowing through the trees. Ooh, I'm missing you. Ooh, I'm missing you.
All right, that was fabulous.
Thank you.
That has that kind of 80s electronic feel to it, definitely.
Yeah.
So this is a brand new song.
Mm-hmm.
And so have you released it? I mean, you've got it on CD that you gave to me,
but I have it on a new CD. And it's the Love album, the Love CD. And, again, as I do and recreate the chic music, I also want to, display some of the newer stuff and some of the stuff that I wrote for other, great artists and stuff. So I'm giving, again, a blend of kind of a history and moving forward.
So when can we expect Love to be released?
It's already released.
It's out?
Yeah, if you go on Facebook, Michael J. O'Hara Merchandise, and get in touch with Kip O'Connor, he's got the Love album. And
okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So did I miss a CD release party?
No, as a matter of fact, I actually started with Kip's help. Thank you, Kip. Packaging all this stuff, the newer things like the Chic is Back album and the Futura album. And then the Love CD. Kip did that when I came out of retirement last July at the old Jimmy's. That was my first time coming out. And so the first act was who I am now and who I've been writing for, kinds of things, you know. And then the second half, I came out as the Sheik. I donned the scarves and, you know, the whole thing, the Sheik bit, and did, you know, 12 songs as the Sheik with nothing but Sheik music. At Baba's Fatties in La Place on Thursday for New Year's Eve, I'm going to be doing mostly Sheik stuff, and I'll have on the scarves and everything for that. But yeah, I'm doing a lot of stuff, you know, because now people for the first time are able to sit down and watch me at the grand piano just sing some of the songs of the 30s and 40s, 50s and 60s. Plus at the end, then I do, you know, songs like Anybody See My Baby and 55 Highway with just the piano and stuff. So I'm breaking it down and showing every part of me. I'm here to show everything that I can do.
So who are the musicians on the song we just heard?
I played everything.
Okay, so you're playing everything and mixed it in the studio, and then
like I told you, it was interesting. I was in Switzerland on a writing expedition there, and I woke up with the clock by my bed. I'm missing you with every beat of my heart. I'm missing you when we're so far apart. Because I was missing someone very bad. And I woke up hearing that. And so I always keep a little recorder by my bed. Now our smartphones, you know, you can record it. And so I started singing it with the clock going tick-tock, marking time. You know, that's why that first verse, you're just like a dream that's never ending in my mind, forever drifting as we start to unwind. And you know, that TikTok, that's why I included that on the recording, to show where I was.
Yeah, it's part of the creation of the song.
Yes.
So do you have any plans to maybe get a band together to do more
absolutely
larger format shows?
Yes, that's what I'm doing. Unfortunately, we couldn't pull it together enough in time to do, Baba's. But in a sense, it worked out perfectly because since Marty passed, 2 months ago, the tracks that I'll be singing to will all feature his guitar work. On these 2 new CDs, The Sheik is Back and the Futura album. So, and I'm dedicating my whole show to the late Leslie Martin Dunard, my former guitar player. So, but it's not, okay, let's get this straight. It's not a karaoke night because number one is I wrote all the songs. I played everything except the guitar parts. And I'm performing my own songs,
right.
Plus they all have montages and everything. It's a whole journey, interactive journey. The stage is beautiful. You got to come out and see this, and that's what I did at Jimmy's, for the first time last July. Incidentally, Jimmy Anselmo, the Godfather, he was the only person that has ever hired the Sheiks, that for 34 years, he called me 2 or 3 times a year just to check on me.
Unbelievable.
Isn't that sweet? And then, of course, to pester me about coming out of retirement. And so finally, I was able to come out of retirement. So thank you so much, Jimmy. Thank you so much.
So when do you think you might have some kind of a band together and start doing larger shows?
Yeah, because we're getting ready for, obviously the festival season and all like that.
Right.
Because there are a lot of openings for me to play, but it has to be a live band. So I'm putting together some great musicians of New Orleans, once again, that really love me and what I'm doing and want to be a part of what I'm doing. Yeah,
when it comes to French Quarter Fest and Jazz Fest,
yes.
Shows start around the clock. You might get a gig at 3 a.m.
Well, hey.
So there's a huge need for a lot of musicians. That's right.
Yeah, so I'm putting the band together right now.
So can you give us a spoiler, or is it all still top secret?
Yeah, because I really am proud of the people that are going to be playing with me. And I'm going to save that little tidbit, but I'll announce it.
Well, you'll have to come back.
She almost whittled it out of me, boys. Okay.
Well, when you're ready to announce it, you'll have to come back and
absolutely
let me know and let everybody listening know
absolutely.
And let us know your festival schedule.
Absolutely.
And all that. And
absolutely.
Is it too late to apply for Jazz Fest?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a little later.
There's a little festival, a big festival I hear that goes outside the gates there. and they've asked me to come and do that. So
nice.
I'm gearing up, to be on a stage, and there's like thousands of people, out in the street there, right in front of the gates.
Oh, absolutely,
and stuff.
yeah. I mean, their band's on porches around there.
Absolutely. So, I like I said, I'm just getting back. I just unpacked my eyelashes, and I'm getting things, ready, But these kinds of shows, and the ones that I'm doing, like at Austin's and what have you, where I can sit down at the piano and really get intimate with the people, are great too. But I'm going live, totally live too. So I'm gonna give you guys.
It takes a little time though. You just got here,
Absolutely.
So you got to meet the right musicians.
That's a lot of music to learn.
Yeah, definitely.
And a lot of big shoes to fill.
And
too,
so I guess you'll be doing all original material, or maybe
course.
you didn't make it, haven't gotten that far, but I'm sure it'll be all original. And
yes, it'll be all chic stuff, that I'm getting them to learn.
Okay.
Because that's what my fans want to hear, and they want to see me as a Sheik again, and everything. Which is ironic because no, I'm not what Ice is or anything like that, But I'm just a black musician that has the look of a Sheik,
The Lawrence of Arabia look.
Exactly. Yeah, let's keep it with Lawrence. Okay?
That's right.
And no further. Okay.
That's right. Just that. Yeah, so, okay, it's just about 3 o'clock, so I got some top-of-the-hour business to do, and then Michael and I are going to continue on reminiscing and playing music and all that good stuff. So, let's see. First order of business is WTUL Classical airs from 6 to 8 a.m. every Monday through Friday. The show features classical favorites and contemporary pieces from artists like John Cage, Philip Glass, and Bella Fleck, and solo and orchestral covers of Queen, Pink Floyd, and The Doors. You can catch WTUL Classical right here on WTUL New Orleans, 91.5 FM. All right, my name is Laura. You are listening to WTUL New Orleans, and it is time to find out what's going on around town tonight. It is Tuesday, the 29th of December, and at Chickawawa at 9 o'clock, Anders Osborne, John Foale, and Johnny Sansone. Circle Bar Happy Hour from 6 to 9 with Kia Cavallero and friends. Then at 10 o'clock, Fever Dreams. Over at the Dragon's Den at 7 o'clock, downstairs, it's Jazz Jam Open Mic. Then at 8 o'clock, upstairs, Society of Sin presents Vice is Right Burlesque. The Hi-Ho Lounge at 10 o'clock, The Truth Brass Band. Over at the Maison at 4 o'clock, New Orleans Swingin' Gypsies. Then at 6:30, Gregory Aged. Then at 9:30, Messy Cookers Jazz Band. Tonight at One-Eye Jack's at 10 o'clock, it's Two for Tuesday. At Preservation Hall, there's an early show at 6 p.m., The Joint Chiefs of Jazz with Frank Oxley. Then at 8, 9, and 10 p.m., the Preservation Hall Stars with Shannon Powell. At Tipitina's at 8 o'clock, get ready for some funk with George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic. Then at Siberia, 9 o'clock, Thelma and the Sleaze, and one more band to be announced. And that is it for the calendar tonight. My name is Laura. The number here is 865-5885. I know some of you folks have called. I've seen the calls. Unfortunately, we've been on the mic the whole time, so I can't answer the phone. And then when Michael was singing, he's actually singing on the mic, and you wouldn't want to hear me answering the phone while he was singing with his beautiful voice. So I'm sorry. We aren't ignoring your calls. It's just that, I don't have a secretary here, so...
And I love you all.
But that's all right. When you hear 55 Highway, call, because that's going to be on vinyl. The mics will be off. But I'll be at a lot of people to call then, too.
I'd love to answer any question that they have, believe me.
All right. So otherwise, if you know me and have my number, you can text me. It's a little easier to kind of, it's a silent form of communication. So I can answer a quick question if the mics are on or something maybe. So anyway, joining me, or has been joining me since 2 o'clock, is Michael O'Hara. If you're just tuning in, Michael O'Hara was part of a band called the Sheiks that was extraordinarily popular here in New Orleans in the late 70s to mid-80s, almost 10 years, really, from mid-70s to mid-80s.
Yes, exactly.
So they were really large around town. If you're a WTUL DJ, we actually have the vinyl record in the stacks. If you're curious, just look it up in the cookbook.
And I still have all my teeth.
That's so funny. So, so Michael's recently moved back to town, and he's playing a lot of gigs around town, which can either be old chic songs that you're doing on a piano or baby grand, or you're doing some of the other material that you've written since you spent many years in LA writing for famous musicians, and New York as well. So he's a 4-time Grammy nominee and 2-time American Music Award nominee. So there's a huge amount of talent sitting across the desk for me right now. Oh, don't be shy. You're not shy.
I'm shy.
So Michael's here just to, first off, just share his music and, get back into the scene locally, and just have our listeners know he's back and keep an eye out. He's got a Facebook, Michael J. O'Hara at Facebook on Facebook, so search for him there. He's also performing New Year's Eve Thursday in Laplace at a place formerly known as Fatty's. It recently changed its name to Baba's, so you may know Fatty's.
It's the same
on Main
thing.
Street in Laplace.
Please come out and join us. And chic in the new year.
So this particular set is going to be primarily Sheiks, all chic music. Doors, you said, I think, are at 6?
7 o'clock.
7?
Yes, we do the meet and greet for an hour at 7.
Okay.
And then my guest artist is Peyton. He'll be opening for me. And he's a wonderful young 19-year-old kid, plays guitar, writes, sings. Plus, girls, he's really good looking. You'll enjoy that.
And what's his style of music?
Well, he, believe it or not, he's like old new school to be that young, 19, and he's in college, and everything. But he has such a wonderful, rich heritage of music in him. And I'm starting to write with him, too.
Is he from New Orleans?
He's from Garyville.
Okay.
And see, my dear friend Kelly Oop, she's been a friend of mine for almost 38 years. Thank you, Kelly. She's really been such a blessing to me, introducing me to people. And she has Laplace and Garyville. And I went out there because the bank there, her family used to own, like 100 years ago, for 50 years or something like this. Amazing story in Garyville. And so she said, you got to come out and meet my cousin, my first cousin, Peyton. He's very talented. So I showed up with my little keyboard and everything. And they have a jam session there on Thursdays, I believe it is, in Garyville at the place called The Bank. And that's where I met Peyton, her cousin, and we started writing together. And then when I played Fatty's a couple of months ago, he opened for me then, and so we're going to do it again because he's out of school right now in college, and he came here, so he's going to open for me again. Very talented, very talented.
Nice. Yeah. So he'll be after the meet and greet.
At the meet and greet, 8 o'clock, he starts performing, and then I come on at 9.
9, and it's going to be an early show. You're going to be done by 10:30, you said?
10:30, 11, and then you can go home or go to another party or whatever you want to do. So also, Baba's Fatty's is a restaurant, so you can bring your kids and stuff like that.
So if you're looking for an early family situation for New Year's, that's your ticket.
I will be moving it around up there. I didn't lose 190 pounds for nothing.
Well, you tried to fit into those old stage outfits we talked about earlier.
Tight.
Yeah, those were the almost like what the glam rock guys used to wear, the metal glam spandex.
My waist was 25 inches.
Shiny spandex.
Now it's more like
no,
don't. But it feels good, because I almost died with diabetes. Oh, interestingly enough, I don't know if you heard this. For many, many years after I left the band, the Chic Freaks people thought I had died. It was out there that Michael O'Hara had passed away. Well, I may look a little cadaverous, but I'm still here. Okay. No, what happened was it was my oldest brother who had passed. And so, they saw the O'Hara and they thought that I had died. And many people were grieving and mourning for me. I didn't even know it. I was in California, But no, I lost both my brothers are gone now. I'm one of my sisters, Scarlett O'Hara.
Oh, my.
2 years ago, yeah. But, I'm still here and I'm still grateful and blessed to be here. And, I'm in good health. I just recently had a checkup before I moved here, and they said everything looks great. And I got rid of the diabetes and lost 190 pounds. and I still got about 20 more I want to lose. But, I'm much better. The diabetes has been gone for 3 years. And
That's awesome.
Thank God.
That's awesome. And you're back in New Orleans, and your fans are elated. And
I love everybody in this city.
So there's a great future ahead. We've got a wonderful musician back within the city limits.
I'm here.
So speaking of music, this is a CD entitled The Sheik is Back. So let's see. This you wrote everything here, obviously. You always write everything.
Yes,
so y'all never did do covers. It was always
we used to do Don't It Make You Wanna Shout? We used to do that. And, a few others sometimes that were popular, we did a Led Zeppelin, once in a while, just to show the fans we could do it, plus it was like
just kind of a fun thing to do.
Oh, yeah, and that's when Fish Out of Water was born, the Animal House thing. And Christopher and all of them would drop down, your toques and everything for Fish Out of Water. And the late Christopher Geiger, who was one of our main roadies and did our spotlight. The spotlight would go up into the ceiling because he dropped down for Fish Out of Water on Don't It Make You Want to Shout. And I would look at him afterwards and say, ain't a bit of God and none of that.
Those are some fun times.
Yeah, absolutely.
I tell you.
So
it's
you're
a great
play
part of my life. So yeah, we have Mainline. This is and this is a re-recording that you did with Leslie Martin, otherwise known as Marty to Chic Freaks. And I see some other.
You can play whatever you want, but I love Mainline, definitely, of course.
Oh, I have that queued up. That's track 3, correct? Yeah, I have that.
Yeah.
But who were the other musicians on here?
I played everything besides.
You played everything else. Okay, I got
the guitar. I recreated, See, what you got to understand real quickly is that not only writing the songs, my songs for rock and roll were lick driven, So I wrote the bass parts, the guitar parts, and then I taught Rob the basic beat of the drums. Okay, then of course with their their musicianships, they did their Marty played his own lead guitars, he came up with all of that, but the basic licks like with, and I thought dun 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 dun, all of that stuff I wrote, and the bass followed all of that, so I would teach them the basics and then put it together and we go. So that's why I was able to recreate it playing it myself.
Yeah,
with the new electronics on keyboard, you can sound like anything you want. You know? Plus, I was a drummer where I could. I'm not like Rob or any of these drummers out here, but I could teach him the main beat. I could keep a beat, and so I would teach him because every song had a different beat to it. And so I would teach him the main beat, and then he'd add all the fills and stuff and go off on his own.
So when did you re-record this? This
was the first one. I re-recorded this in 2013, December, because October 2013 was when Jimmy called me and said, he didn't even say hello. He just said, well, you coming out of retirement? And I told him what I told him for years. I got to talk to God. I got on my knees and said, Lord, is it? And the Lord didn't even let me get it. He said, go forth. All doors are open to you. So I called Jimmy back 5 minutes later, and he said, I knew you. I said, Jimmy, God said I can do it. He said, I knew it. What? I said, yeah. So then we planned for it to be in July of 2014, my coming out of retirement, first, after 36 years. And so I was going to be in St. Louis, though I was living in Fort Worth, Texas. I was going to be in St. Louis to do a show there and see my family for Christmas. And I called Leslie, and he said, count me in. I'll definitely, and came in the studio for 3 days.
And this is the result.
The results.
All right, so let's give this a listen. This is a 2013 version of Mainline from a CD, which you can obtain this one from Kip,
yes,
right?
And all my jobs, I have all my CDs and stuff.
All right, it's titled The Sheik is Back on WTUL, New Orleans.
tell me what you want. Are you on the main line? Call me up and tell me what you want. I said, call me, my baby. Tell me what you want. I said, call me, and tell me, baby. Tell me what you want. I'm on the main line, extension number 9. Girl, I'm on the main line. Yeah. Morning, noon, or night, anytime it's right. Girl, I'm on the main line. Yeah. How you fixing? Come over here, baby. I wanna get you working. It takes a little time to get you hooked in. But it feels real, 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 real good when you let it slide. I said, shine in, my baby. Sign your name on the dotted line. Girl, shine in, my baby. Sign your name on the dotted line. Nothing is impossible. I'll be there when you get in trouble. All you gotta do is call me on the main line. Love's got a hold on me, and it will not set me free. You can always call me on the main line. On the main line. Say the main line. The main. Call me on the main. Call me on the main line. Ooh, my baby, I said love's got a hold on me, and it will not set me free. I need you to call me on the main line. Morning, noon, or night, I'll be there when you get in trouble. For you to call me on the main line. I said the main line. Oh, main line. Main. Call me on the main. Call me on the main. The main line. Go for it, D. Hey. Ooh, baby. Main. I said the main. Hey. Ooh, baby. Call me on the main line. Dial my number, baby. I'll be there when you get in trouble. The main line. Call me on the main line.
All right, you are listening to WTUL New Orleans. That was Michael O'Hara covering himself.
Mm-hmm.
It was a rework of, well, not really a rework, just a re-recording, because it's pretty straight up. That was a 2013 version of Mainline, which the Sheiks did, and that should be on Going Public over there. I'm sure it is.
No, that song that's a real oldie. I reached back and got some older ones that didn't make it.
I remember that song for sure. No, it didn't make this album, did it?
Yeah, but that's one where they do the Sheik exercises. You know, the hands up, okay.
Oh, how I remember that. How I remember that.
Me too.
Fun, good old times.
Good old
I mean, you
times.
couldn't get in that club. You couldn't get in Jimmy's. It was packed.
That was amazing.
Packed.
Amazing.
And the covers were so outrageous back then, like what, $2, $3, $4, $5?
It's $5, and then it went up to 10 after about 5 years, and still, I mean, you know, and again, kudos to Jimmy Ensemble because he kept it, you know. I mean, that was a going rate in a way, but I mean, he always kept it low.
Yeah, it was always low.
Yeah, and the drinks,
The drinks were always low too.
Were good, you know, and low, you know. He made it affordable, and for that, you know, plus all the incredible acts and bands that he had, you know, the people came and stuff, and we were very blessed to have those, because we would do a whole weekend, you know. A Chic weekend a month, you know.
Yeah, he posts a lot of old flyers, and some other people do, but it's great to see those old flyers with the dates.
Yeah.
I used to collect all those flyers, and I only have a very few left, but I used to stop at Leisure Landing every week on the way home from school when the bands would drop off their new flyers and collect all the flyers. But he's got them all.
See? Yeah, I remember times of trying to actually get in the club. It was so crowded and everything.
Oh yeah.
And the wonderful fans were so great, you know, and you know, the band was like, they'd send the roadies to get me, because I've always loved to speak and talk, and I would come out of the dressing room most of the times, you know, and talk to the people, you know, and be with the people during, you know, the in between the sets, you know, because I wanted to meet everybody. And I mean, I couldn't believe it, and I still can't believe, I'm still so honored when people come out, because they can go and do anything and see anybody, you know. And for you all to have loved us like that, I was like, no, I want to meet them. I want to talk to them and give everybody a hug, you know. And I'm still like that, you know, because people don't owe you nothing. You know, because let's face it, let me get this straight right here. As far as Michael O'Hara, the Sheik, is concerned, without you, the audience, we have nothing. I mean, we may have this talent and stuff, but we can't express it without you. And if you don't like it, then we're nothing anyway. So, you know, I owe everything, you know, first to God who gave it to me, and then the fans. All of you all out there that loved us and supports, and they're still loving me and loving us, you know. So, you know, it's about you.
Yeah, and
know.
there's a huge group of your fans that never gave up on your return.
I know, they never did.
Never.
They never did. And
36 years is a long time to say he will be back.
Well, you got to understand something. During that time, not only did I have that career, you know, where I got the Grammy, blah, 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 but I had to leave the industry to go home to take care of my father. I took care of him the last 7 years. Excuse me, I can't help it. I'm a crier. I took care of him the last 7 years of his life. Plus, my sister Scarlett O'Hara was living in the ancestral home that my parents had built, you know, in the 60s, 6-bedroom house, you know. And so I had to take care of my father. I had to take care of my sister who had multiple sclerosis. She just died 2 years ago. I had to take care of my mother. And then I had to take care of my late brother, Leon O'Hara, his youngest child, Joshua, who I helped raise from, he was about 8 years old, and I had to help raise him because my parents were getting older. Daddy was sick, on and on. Then I had to take care of my father's church, and then I had my own also ministry, which is I wrote a musical play. It's a gospel opera called Isle of Dreams that performed in Branson, Missouri, and all like that. It's the whole story. But anyway, I had all those things going, and I couldn't leave my parents.
Right,
they needed me. I left New York to come home. But what happened was, when I left New York, they said my father was dying. I came home. I just put a lock on my apartment and paid for 2 years for the apartment, but I never went back. Finally, I went back, put all my stuff in storage. Then I moved it to St. Louis. But I was taking care of my father, you know. And so I had to put my career on hold, and I'm glad I did, because you only get one father and one mother if you're lucky and blessed. Right. And these are great people that would always love me and took care of me. So I took care of them and was glad to do it. But then everything else happened. But the amazing thing that happened is that by doing that, when I came home, I was so messed up on drugs. You know, it was my choice. You know, I was doing like $2,000 or $3,000 a week in cocaine. I was, you know, after all the years. And I came home, and that's when I got clean and sober, because I got saved and called into the ministry. So see, God had a plan for me even then. Now, I don't judge anybody for anything that you do. How could I? You know, having done everything myself. But for Michael, I would have died if I hadn't gotten clean and sober. So when I came home, I knew I couldn't be, you know, messed up like that, you know, on drugs and alcohol, and take care of my parents and my sister and blah, 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 blah. So I prayed and I asked the Lord. I said, because I was raised this way, I said, you know, I finally came back, you know, train up the child the way it should go, and when it grows old, it won't depart from it. That's the scripture. And I had been taught all of this as a child. And when I prayed and asked God to help me, I'm sorry, he did. It was like he touched me from the crown of my head, and I felt his power go all the way to the tips of my toes. And it's been 37 years, and I haven't had any drugs, any drinking or smoking or anything. And then I haven't had sex in all that time either, because I gave everything up to the Lord. And as a result, he lifted me higher in my career and in my heart and in my soul. And because, again, I went back to my roots in the scriptures where it says, now look, I done screwed half the free world. Okay, let's just be real. So, you know, not that I was tired, but I was just tired of my lifestyle. Not of the music, not of the writing, not of the fans, certainly never that. But I was tired of
your behaviors, yeah.
My behavior. I was tired of that demon that I allowed in my heart, in myself. And with the power of God, personally for me, this is just for me, you all. And if for those of you, if you're happy with I do not judge, because the Bible mainly says, judge not that you do not be judged. And I'm very careful on Facebook. I don't want anybody, gay, straight, whatever, lesbian, be yourself. Do whatever, you know, as the kids say now, do you?
Yeah.
If you're happy, I'm happy for you. There's no judgment here. But for Michael, just for me, I had to clean myself up. And so I took all of those things I found out for Michael, not for you out there, but for Michael, that, you know, the drinking and the drugging and everything went hand in hand with the sex. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So I was getting high and everything to do sex, and I was having sex to get high and all that kind of stuff behind the scenes. So that's why I had to clean up, and it almost killed me. But God was merciful to me. See, I hope I really am explaining this right. So
you are.
This is just for Michael. So now here I am, clean and sober and ready to give it up again.
It's very likely you would not be sitting here today.
No way.
Had you not had that experience.
I would be
because, you know, often there's only one way out of that.
That's it.
Well, two ways out.
Especially when you go as far down as I did with it. You know, I never had the off button. You know, I could never just do a little bit. You know, everything was all or nothing. You know, that's the way I perform. That's the way I sing. That's the person I am. It's all or nothing. So I gave all or nothing with the drugs and stuff that I did, you know. And I found myself doing things that you know, it felt good, but the pay for Michael at the end, every time waking up and saying, oh my God, I feel so bad, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And then you have to get messed up again, you know.
Just to deal with what you did yesterday.
So yes, exactly. So I'm back and I'm well and I'm thanking God and I'm feeling better than ever in my life.
And it's clear you don't need any of those substances
to
be
I'm
bubbly and
enough.
happy. That's right,
yeah.
Yeah. You have the natural high.
Yes.
And the talent, that goes
Thank
without
you
saying,
so
to
much.
write such beautiful songs and to be able to play so many instruments and sing so beautifully. So
thank you.
I'm very much looking forward to seeing you live. I haven't made it to any of your current reunions for whatever reason or another, but I can say that when Jimmy's took the old building back,
Mm-hmm.
and they had some shows in there, when he very first got the building back,
Mm-hmm.
And there was no liquor license or anything, so it was really just some soda, and some bands. But I hadn't been in there in I think it had been 15 years.
Though, all the
my God.
Jesus. Talk about deja vu live. Yeah, that's why I knew I had to come out of retirement. He said, now you can do this place and that place. I said, Jimmy, I got to go back to Jimmy's. I have to, because that was the spot. And when I walked in there, okay, here I go again with the tears. When I walked in after 37 years, to set up, and get ready for the show, oh my God.
Because for the most part, it hadn't really changed. There was a few odd changes, but overall, it's the same warehouse type building.
I saw the puddle where Chris and Phil and them dropped down for the fish out.
They added a bathroom, I can say.
Yes, they did. No, they, and the owners, they're really trying very hard to make an experience, but it has the flavor of Jimmy's still, and that's a good thing.
You can't beat the because it's the architecture.
Yeah,
you've got the exposed wood beams, and it's just that wooden box that sounds so great, and.
Why do you think I wrote 714? Because my roadies knew every night on the side, not close to the audience, but on the side of my piano at the very end, I'd have 3 Quaaludes, waiting, 714s waiting, and then I would do 99 and a half won't do. And then we'd come out to do the encore for 55 Highway, and I would take them right then because I could get through, and I knew by the time I made it to the dressing room, I was starting to tangle. Ain't that low down? That's dirty. I was a booger.
You're revealing your secrets.
I have nothing to hide. See? They knew. And the fans would throw them up on the stage and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that.
Kip Tail's a good one because they brought this real expensive pot, it was really potent. I forget what it was, ganja, whatever it was. And they wrote this joint. They made a mistake of passing to the stage. And I have such big lips because I'm Lithuanian. No. Anyway, I smoked half of it in just a puff. And I handed it back to them, and they were like, we shouldn't have done that. Because I have this wind capacity, from singing and everything, plus my big lips. But the story's on and on and on.
Yeah, those were some free days. I mean, you could do that. I
Thank God I can't do it now. I wouldn't do it now, but back then I was young.
I also remember kind of a similar thing across the street from the studio here is McAllister Auditorium, and I saw the Pretenders there.
Oh God, the Pretenders, they're
great. I mean, this was early on in their career.
Yeah, no,
very early on,
they
and
were great.
People were throwing drugs on the stage,
of course.
And she got so mad, and she said, "If it happens again, I'm quitting."
Wow.
Yeah, kind of a little shocker, huh?
That is a shocker. Because they could have given it all to me back then, and it would have been.
She was offended, I would say.
But that's good. I mean, good for her.
Yeah, she got mad. It was funny.
I'd be like mad if I didn't get nothing.
I know, quite the opposite of what you expect.
Quite the opposite, exactly.
All right, so it's already 3:30, so I have some quick official business to do.
Okay.
You've got another song to sing, and we've got another old Chic song queued up. So let's move it along.
Okay.
So you are listening to WTUL New Orleans, 91.5 FM. And this public service announcement is brought to you by Planned Parenthood and WTUL New Orleans. Planned Parenthood affiliate health centers provide culturally competent, high-quality, affordable health care to millions of women, men, and teens every year. The New Orleans Planned Parenthood Center on Magazine Street is currently open with limited clinical services, including access to emergency contraception. Emergency contraception can prevent pregnancy if taken up to 124 hours following unprotected sex. Their number for medical questions or for scheduling an appointment with the Planned Parenthood Health Center nearest you are 1-800-230-PLAN and 1-800-230-7526. All right, that's it for the official business. 865-5885 is the number for comments, questions, or requests. If I can answer the phone, but Michael's going to sing this next song for us.
This is a new one.
The mic's going to be on, which means I won't be able to answer the phone if you call during this song. This is brand new. It's called Falling in Love.
Falling in Love again.
So we're going to play the music over the CD, and Michael is going to sing for you live in the studio.
This is the wildest ride I've ever known. Takes me to places I would never go. I go falling in love again, yeah. Nothing I knew can compare with this. I can't imagine how you learned to kiss. Here I go falling in love again, yeah. I'll risk the fire, my heart's desire is burning on the edge of ecstasy. Here I go, falling in love again. Here I go, falling in love again. Wish I could take it slow, falling in love again. You mystify me with your tender touch. I don't have long, 'cause I can't take much. Here I go, falling in love again, yeah. This is a gamble I would never take. It could be possible my heart would break. Here I go, falling in love again, yeah. I'll risk the fire, my heart's desire is burning on the edge of ecstasy. Here I go, falling in love again. Here I go, falling in love again. Wish I could take it slow, falling in love again, yeah. Round and round, a game of roulette. Play your hand, shuffle the deck. I'll risk the fire, my heart's desire is burning on the edge of ecstasy. Oh, Here I go, baby. Here I go, falling in love again. Yeah, yeah, baby. Here I go, falling in love again. Wish I could take it slow, falling in love again. Oh, baby, here I go again. Hey, 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 I'm falling in love again. Here I go again. You got me burning. You got me burning, burning in love again. I'm falling in love again, yeah. Here I go, falling in love again.
Ah, that was awesome, Michael. Thank you
you
so much. I have to quickly go run upstairs and let the next DJ in because, as you know, the building's locked.
I know. I love a captive audience.
So I can either let you go crazy on the mic or I can play 55 Highway.
Why don't you play 55 Highway?
All right. Here you go, Sheiks fans. This is 55 Highway, and this is from the original Going Public on WTUL New Orleans.
Just came from Chi-Town on our way homeward bound. The night air was cool on As I stared into space, my thoughts were of the life on the road. How the treads on the tires were growing up, traveling on the 55 highway. Lord, I've been traveling this highway all of my days. You see, we passed right through Memphis, took some hitchhikers with us. I had a $2 bill in my hand. I had more than the rest of the band. But you see, traveling really gets old when you see too much of the grooving road. Traveling on the 55 highway. Oh Lord, I've been traveling this highway all of my days. Just traveling. Take me down to New Orleans. Familiar faces take the place of highway dreams. The engine never stopped its motion, as if a witch cast a potion. Soon as I get home to St. Louis, I'm gonna count my blessings and cross the country, traveling on the 55 highway. Lord, I've been traveling this highway all. Lord, I've been traveling this highway all my days. Lord, I've been traveling this highway all my days. Traveling on Highway 55 highway, yeah. Lord, I've been traveling this highway all days. Bet you never heard it like that.
Oh, all right. That was a special version of that. So it was off the vinyl.
It was
but we
off
had
the
some
vinyl.
special backing vocals.
Yeah, I thought it might be fun.
Live in the studio, just trying to confuse a few of you.
Yeah.
All right, so my headphones sound a little bit funny.
My head sounds a little funny. Oh,
as
thank you
clear
for
as they were.
playing this.
All right. Ah, because my mic is not on. No
there
wonder.
it goes.
Okay,
There
there
you
we
are.
go.
There
All
you
right,
are.
that was awesome. And as I said, that was the vinyl version with some special vocals to stump some of you chic freaks out
Yeah,
there.
just added with it a little bit. I've never sung with myself like that. You know. It's a little
That
like
was fun.
vocally playing with yourself. No, it's fun. It was fun.
So we've been here since 2 o'clock with Michael O'Hara. I've been
I-
here since 2 o'clock with
and
Michael
it's
O'Hara.
just
It's
been
flying
going.
by. It
It's
seems like we've been
flying
here
by.
10 minutes.
I know.
So we've got a little less than 20 minutes left to go.
Yeah.
We got some more songs we can play, but let's
Absolutely.
remind folks one of there's several reasons that you're here today, but the most pressing is Thursday night. You'll
Thursday
be performing.
night, New Year's Eve. I'm going to be performing at Fatty's, originally called Fatty's. It's called Baba's now, but everybody knows that it's Fatty's on Main Street in La Place. And my special guest artist is Peyton. He'll be opening for me. But once again, you know, I'm looking forward to all of you who can really come, please. I hope you'll come, and I hope you'll make the trip across the Spillway. It's only like 10, 15 minutes away. Come, because I want to chic in the new year with you and everything.
That's a fun way to put it, huh?
Yeah,
Chic in the new year.
Bring in the new year with our hands up and going for it, and and the chic exercises, and I want to sing my heart out for you, and just like here in the studio. And I hope that you can hear that there's still a lot left in me at 61, and I'm still alive and wanting to share again with all the fans and all the people.
So then, long range, you're going to be working on some shows?
I'm going to be doing, one thing that's going to be nice again, let me just say again, if if you have kids and grandkids, you can bring them to Fatty's because it is a restaurant. They have great food. So come out for New Year's Eve for that. Doors open at 7 o'clock. Peyton, his performance is from 8 o'clock, and then I come on at 9, and it'll be an early evening, 10:30, 11 at the most, and then you can get back home, or you can go somewhere else, or you can stay there and party. Okay, then in the new year, I'm going to be doing, again, what I was doing kind of in Fort Worth. I'm going to be performing for a lot of the nursing homes because I want to keep that part of the ministry going, for the elderly here in New Orleans that have never heard me, or maybe
they were all chic freaks.
Remember me. If they start doing the chic exercises in their wheelchairs, I'm leaving. No. But no, I want to bless the city that way too. And then I will also be playing, it's either the second or the third, it hasn't been decided, every Tuesday, the second or the third week Tuesday at Austin's Restaurant on West Esplanade, and it's a wonderful night with me at the grand piano, doing the songs of the 30s through the 50s and some of the 60s, plus ending up with some of the chic classics and stuff like that. Anybody Seen My Baby and stuff like that at the grand piano where I get to break it down. And then there's about putting a band together. And I'm going to be doing live, totally live very soon, for the festival season and all like that. So I'm here and I ain't going nowhere.
That's awesome. Well, it's great to have you back. I'm so happy you were able to come in today. Thank you, Chris, for hooking us up.
Yeah, Chris, thank you so much. And I've been really looking forward to this.
Me too.
And that you let me sing and everything live for the people. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, we'll do this again.
I remember you, and you're wonderful. you just made me feel so comfortable. So thank you.
It's my pleasure.
And I want to do this. I want to do this too. Okay. In New Orleans, this is WTUL, and keep it parked right here. This is Michael O'Hara, the Sheik baby.
Awesome. That's awesome. We'll have to record that because we have some old, spots from way back when. I mean, even...
I have some old spots, but I'm using Ambi. No.
But we have them that we can play,
Absolutely.
So
I'd like to do a new one for you.
Record one that you
Absolutely,
of you that we can play.
And use it. I'm here to play.
With a little chic music in the background or something like that. All right, 15 minutes. Let's play a song. How's that?
Yeah, this is I'm Blind.
I'm Blind.
This is another chic classic.
But this is re-recorded in 2013.
And so Leslie Martin is playing guitar. And leave the mic open for me because I might add a little things.
Okay, we do that.
Okay.
All right, WTUL.
Having fun.
Here it is.
Baby girl. I'm scared to see the light. Yeah. One thing I'm sure. No matter how hard I try. Tension is mounting. I'm ready to explode. Do me one favor. Let me down easy before you let me go. Won't you let me down easy before you let me go? Drag me through the water. You can drag me through the mud. Tell me lies. I'll never think. Just use the girl. That's all I'm dreaming of. I tell you I'm blind. Closer, closer till we meet. Do me all night long, babe. Start from my head, work your way right down. Work your way right down to my feet. You can drag me through the water. You can drag me through the mud. Tell me lies. I'll never use me, baby. Use me, girl. That's all I'm dreaming of. I tell you, I'm lying. Ooh, you my baby. I'm blind. Let me down easy. Don't tease me, baby. I'm blind. Baby, let me down easy. Baby, I'm blind. Hey.
All right, that was fun.
That
Awesome.
is fun to sing along like that and add on.
Now it sort of is kind of karaoke.
Yes, it is. You're right, Laura. You're right. She's clocking people.
So I was able to get this CD to work in a different CD player, so we will get to take a listen to it
Play
in just
Futura,
a second. I did cue that one up.
Because
I remember.
very quick, that's about a prostitute that I met at the Whiskey Go-Go in Hollywood when the band went out there to open for Three Dog Night. This was years ago. And I was at the bar before we went on. And there was this prostitute there. And for some reason, we started talking. There was nothing, involved sexually or money or anything like that. But she just felt close to me, and she started telling me about her life. And, she began to cry and everything like that. And so thus the song. Futura.
All right. So I guess we'll just listen to it now because we have 10 minutes left.
Come on.
So let's do it. This song is Futura, and it's on an album also titled Futura, which you can get, we'll tell you about later.
Yeah.
Sleeping, except Futura. She's not quite awake from the night before. And when the clock strikes 11:45, she awakens to another night. Her legs look hot, her dress is tight, and she's looking for a man to ride. After midnight, she's coming to town. On the corner of Hollywood and Vine, Futura is the best girl in town. Futura is the best girl in town. Most people whisper about her past, but she's the only one who really knows. If she's been selling, she sure ain't telling. Even though she sold her heart and soul, her wheels are turning, and she's been learning that all that glitters ain't made of gold. Her spirit's soaring, she's out exploring for the richest man that she can find. After midnight, she's coming to town, yeah. On the corner of Hollywood and Vine, Futura is the best girl in town, yeah.
Play it, Marty. Get it, Marty.
Futura is the best girl in town. in the town on the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Futura is the best girl in town. Futura is the best girl in town. Futura is the best girl in town.
All right, you are listening to WTUL. Yeah, that's off. TUL New Orleans, 91.5 FM. The CD player was still counting down, but there was no sound, but that's all right. All right, that was Futura. Let's see, when was this recorded? This is fairly new, right?
Yeah, that was recorded right before I came out of, before we did the next, it was 2014 Christmas, that's it. Because
Okay.
the next Christmas, then I did this CD with Marty back in St. Louis, because we played at the Duck Room in St. Louis, the famous Duck Room, which is Chuck Berry's. You know what? My late brother Leon was married to his daughter and has 3 of his grandchildren. My
Oh,
mother
wow.
went to high school with Chuck Berry.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're all
you got all
connected.
kinds of connections, yeah.
Exactly. Did an ABC in concert with what the configuration, which was right before we turned into the Sheiks, which was Dick Clark's famous. We did one of the last tapings with Chuck Berry. We played behind him and Bo Diddley, and then they gave us a spot too. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. I didn't know
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah, you can go on YouTube and find all of this out, the Sheiks, and you can look up Michael J. O'Hara on YouTube and see all the videos. You can go on my, my webpage with Facebook, Michael J. O'Hara. You can get merchandise with the Michael J. O'Hara merchandise, in touch with Kip O'Connor. He'll send everything out for you and stuff like that. And then we have the Sheik page on Facebook, and then I also started Sheik Talk, where you can ask me anything and I will give you an answer and stuff. And I really like Facebook too, because as a minister I get to pray for a lot of people.
And you get
And
to
they pray
connect
for
with
me.
everybody,
Connect with
and yeah,
everybody,
you can
exactly.
really just reach out about whatever it is you need, and
And I'm not
It's-
afraid to show myself at 61. I'm here, what's left of me. I'm working on it every day, and, going to the gym and just getting stronger and stronger, because I want to be as well and as good as I can to every time when I get on that stage. And come to Baba's Fatty's New Year's Eve, please. I promise you, it's a show you will not believe.
I will
Yeah,
do my
please,
best. Definitely.
Come.
It has been awesome. So we just got a couple of minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Ham Sandwich is up next with some great tunes for you. So
You got
stay
one for
tuned
me,
for
honey?
that.
Okay.
Oh, Ham Sandwich has got something for everybody.
I know she do.
She is.
Ring it.
She is always bringing it.
This
so.
is for Kip O'Connor. God knows this is his favorite.
All right,
song.
so a couple more minutes. Let me read you this quick.
Yep.
That's a squeaky mic, isn't
I
it?
just want to say again how much I love everybody in New Orleans and all the listeners around the globe that are tuning in, via the internet and stuff like that. I love you so much. And thank you, Laura. You are just so
My
wonderful.
pleasure. We'll do this again. When you get your band back
Please.
together, you can come save the big
Absolutely.
announcement for WTUL,
Absolutely.
and we'll
Okay.
talk about that. So let me
Absolutely.
just read this real quick. Milo Records is a WTUL supporter. Milo Records and WTUL presents ABC Night at Bank Street Bar every Thursday at 9 p.m. ABC Night features local and touring Americana, bluegrass, and country bands. Bank Street Bar is at 4401 Bank Street in Mid-City, and weekly lineups can be found at facebook.com/Milo Records New Orleans. All right, that's going to be it for me. Thank you again,
Thank
Michael
you.
O'Hara, for spending the afternoon with me. It's been
best
wonderful.
time.
We'll do it again soon.
Great.
This is also a track recorded in
Yes,
2014 with Marty.
With Leslie Warren Denard on all
And
the
you're
guitars.
dedicating this to Kip?
Yes, I'm dedicating this song, God Knows, to Kip.
All right.
Because he
You are
keeps adding it to the shows.
all right. Sounds like Kip. All right. You're listening to WTUL New Orleans. As I said, stay tuned for Ham Sandwich. This is God Knows by Michael J. O'Hara, the Sheik on WTUL New Orleans.
Somebody take her away.
What's up? You are listening to WTUL New Orleans, 91.5 FM. This is DJ Ham Sandwich. Thanks to Laura for a very jam-packed, exciting 2 hours. Now it's me. Hopefully I'm somewhat exciting. I'm having a good day, I think. Went to the movies, got some good news. So hopefully that fuels my choice in music. But moving on, tonight at Chickasaw at 9, it's Anders Osborne, John Full, and Johnny Sansone. Circa Bar at 10 has Fever Dreams, and Happy Hour from 6 to 9, it's Kia Cavallero and Friends. Dragon's Den downstairs at 7, it's Jazz Jam, and at 8 upstairs, it's Society of Sin presents Vice is Right. Hi-Ho Lounge at 10 has the Truth Brass Band. Maison at 4, right now it's New Orleans Swinging Gypsies. At 6:30, it's Greggy Agid, and 9:30, Messy Cookers Jazz Band. One Eye Jacks at 10, it's Two for Tuesday, and Preservation Hall, it's an early show at 6 with the Joint Chiefs of Jazz with Frank Oxley. And at 8, 9, and 10, it's the Preservation Hall Stars with Shannon Powell. To Bettina's, 8 p.m., doors open for George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic. And lastly, Siberia at 9, it's Thelma and the Sleaze, and some more acts to be announced and determined. Okie doke. Like I said, next 2 hours, it's me, Ham Sandwich. You are listening to WTUL New Orleans.